Oh, snap! It's another Snap review from the Family Gamers.
What's that up in the air? Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's a baby Rhino Hero and Spider Monkey. This is a Snap review for Rhino Hero Junior, one of the HABA My Very First games. Rhino Hero Junior was designed by Steven Strumpf and Scott Frisco, the same team who designed the original Rhino Hero. Up to 4 children ages 2 and up can play, and it only takes about 5 minutes. So let's talk about the art in this game. Like other HABA games for very young children, the pieces here are chunky and inviting, and every set of walls has colorful characters on it. These characters all over the pieces really give the tower some personality. All of the colors here are bright and easy to match, and the numbers are very large, and reinforced by bluebirds that you can count on each wall segment. So let's talk about the mechanics and how you play the game. Rhino Hero Junior is all about matching and sequencing, along with your usual turn-taking and other basic game skills for young children. Start with free play. Just look with your kids at each floor or roof and each set of walls. And then, when they've really begun to get accustomed to those, then you can move on to the 3 game modes that are described in the rulebook. First, try a matching game, where you line up the floors with matching colors together. Once all 6 floors are in order, find the set of walls that goes with each one. The second game introduces the stacking. You'll need to start with the largest walls and end with the smallest ones. Don't worry about what color the roof tile is, just put it like this, unless you want even more of a stacking challenge. In the third game variation, baby spider monkey roof cards are added, and now this turns into a memory game. Keep looking for the next roof or floor in order and placing them, stacking with the towers, until Rhino Hero Junior can scale the whole building. So let's move on and talk about what I expected from this game. This is a HABA game for very young children. It says so right on the box, My Very First Games. I expected chunky pieces that are hard to mess up, easy for kids to hang on to, and it's a Rhino Hero game, so I expected stacking. I mean, it can't be Rhino Hero without stacking. And that's pretty much it for my expectations. Let's move on to the surprises. All right, my first one is not technically a surprise, but I sat down and played this with a little 2.5-year-old friend. And the most exciting part for him was knocking down the tower. We built and rebuilt and knocked down at least a dozen times in the space of about 15 minutes. I'd say it was a hit, especially for a kid like him who really doesn't know anything about board games, hasn't played any kind of games, his parents aren't big gamers. It was a great experience for him. The tower itself is fun to build, even when you're an older kid, like my 7-year-old Elliot. He had fun building it and also knocking it down, and matching up the colors and making sure he did it right. Even though there's not really a winner to the game, it's still challenging, especially if you allow stacking out of order. You know, picking up a random roof tile and then having to go with the next piece that matches that one, not necessarily the next one in order. So, recommendations. Is Rhino Hero Junior a good fit for your family? I would say if you have a kid somewhere between the ages of 2 and 4, this is an excellent choice. Rhino Hero Junior will help them develop matching skills, motor skills, and patience, along with helping children to identify numbers and sequencing, and talking about things like turn-taking. Rhino Hero Junior will provide a foundation for kids to understand other board games, maybe even moving on to Rhino Hero when they're 5 or 6 years old, and we highly recommend it. I'm going to give Rhino Hero Junior 5 out of 5 roof tiles. And that's Rhino Hero Junior in a snap.